My topic is I'm working on in how far the thumb button, the like button on Facebook can motivate yourself, like to do something for that like. I observed myself that I get happy, or I like the feeling when I receive a like on some kind of social media. And yeah, I asked myself if others feel the same in some way. So yeah, that's my question I wanted to find an answer to. The first thing I actually have done was I asked friends about it, like have you heard something about that, or have you experienced something like that? And then, yeah, I googled it, the simplest way, and I found out that there wasn't much work done already on that. There were some papers like scratching the surface of this topic. Yeah, because I don't like the feeling when you see like, oh, there's like the same paper you wanted to do and like redo the same stuff. I don't like the feeling. It's like useless work to do the same what other people have done already when it's really the same. That was important for me. I mean, you can do it in a better way when you have an idea like, oh, they haven't looked in that specific area that much, or you have an idea that it's close related and you want to see like, can I do a better job than they did? Yeah, but doing the same stuff is... I'm programming something, and that was also a motivation for me. I was like, okay, this is like the last thing I do at the university. I want to learn something from that. I don't want to have a, in Germany we would say Billo-Arbeit, because everyone could do that. I don't want to have something like that, so I thought it would be important for me when I say, okay, I have a master in digital media, that I can really program in JavaScript and PHP, which I couldn't do before. So I was like, okay, I will learn that by programming my own app. So obviously I had some knowledge before, but with this practical work I could definitely deepen that, what I have had. I went to the library here at the campus, but obviously most books related to that topic are outdated. They are from 2005, and writing about the thumb button, not even the thumb button, it's more like, hey, there's a new thing called Facebook, you might have a look in it. Most of my references are from online sources, like online papers, or sometimes I even have quotes from Facebook itself, like what they have to say about their innovation. But most all in all online sources. I learned the basics of programming with Code Academy. It's an online website, because like in the university you don't learn programming, you just learn the rest of the background. So that was a lot of work, and then it was basically trial and error. Like, is something working? Why is it working? Why isn't it working? So yeah, it takes a lot of time to learn programming from a book. It's like, my personal opinion is, it's like a handcraft. You just get better when you actually do it. Reading is not serving the purpose that much. And there are many, I don't know if it's an English saying, but there are many ways to Rome. So when you want to achieve that goal, you can go that way or you can go that way. So the book might say that way, but the other way might be better to your style of coding. So because I'm not living in the library, I would definitely say it's the digital. Sometimes you need to search and to search, like the search itself might take longer, but it's still quicker than driving to the university, or even when you are in the university, go to the library or go to that shelf find that book with the solution, find the page, find the chapter. It's definitely quicker just to search, and then you can like Command F, search the text itself for keywords.
Yeah.
So that's definitely quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't name any journals, but I have definitely, maybe even, I would say 40%. I'm registered as student for some pages who offer like free papers for students. Normally they would cost something, but when you're a student you can get them for free. So I don't know, I guess I'm signed up for 2 or 3 pages like that.
Mm-hmm.
But normally it's like I see, oh, maybe that paper would be interesting. Oh, it costs 50 euros. Oh, that's for free. Okay, I will sign up, take my dates, and then they would never see me again, probably. So it's, I'm signed up, but I don't use them for search directly.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like sometimes they are offering like, oh, you read that paper, maybe you're interested in that and that. So that kind of search I did.
Mm-hmm.
But not active. Obviously it depends like what kind of a paper it is. For example, I wouldn't quote another master thesis for my master thesis. Though I also read on the internet that might be possible when it's a good one and it's published somehow. But normally I would say I look around on the internet if that source is quoted from other papers, for example. Mm-hmm. Normally that's the case. And if it's in some way published in a journal or sometimes there are these magazines or books where they have different papers published in one, something like that. Normally you find it around. I just had until now online journals, which I referred to. I would say it depends on the weather. When the sun is shining, I like to go into the park, and there, obviously, I like to read a book and take notes in a small notebook. It also depends on the topic, because I recognize that when you ask theoretical questions like the background of the thumb sign itself or something like that, like the cultural aspect about my thesis, these materials I can get better from books, like the ideas behind, and Though when I actually program or I write about Facebook itself, I definitely like the online sources more, because they are faster to, it's faster to find a specific number, for example, how many people are using it, or I just have the feeling sometimes I trumble, like I find pages with information that I'm like, hey, I could use that, but the pages all in all a little bit like there's not an author or anything on that page, or they don't have like where did they got these numbers from, something like that. I'm missing the English word for it. I'm not even knowing the German word right now. Unseriös.
Not serious, casual.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, these are 10 facts about Facebook you might not know, and then they're like, and it sounds interesting or worth mentioning, but then I just search these facts on Google Scholar, for example, to find a paper relating to this fact, if it's real or if they have something like that mentioned. But so far I haven't found anything where I'm like, oh, that's totally a lie or made up by someone. I mean, most of the time I know what I want to do, and then I just search search it. For example, extract information from the database. How can I do that? What would be the right command, or the syntax and stuff like that. Normally I will just Google what I want to do, or I search for a plugin or libraries, exactly, stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm not. Obviously, when you program something, you don't need to program everything, as long as you reference where you got that from. So for your searching words, I guess everyone is searching with Google or Google Scholar, but you can have really different results, which will obviously then get into your master thesis, just depending on what you are actually searching. Because I recognized in Google Scholar, for example, they are just, when the words are in the title of the thesis, obviously they are higher rated than when the word is in the text. No matter the text, or when the word is in the text, it might be better suited for what you are searching for. So sometimes you have to search over and over and try new combinations of words just to find a better source. But I'm not that getting lost. I mean, another thing, it's like, I'm getting hungry, maybe I eat a bread, so then I'm eating a bread in front of my laptop. When I'm eating, I can't work, obviously. So maybe there's something cool on YouTube. For 2 hours, oh, I ate my bread 2 hours ago, yeah, okay, maybe I can continue to work. So that's like my routine when I work at home. When I work at the university, it's not that bad, I would say, because I work more when I have the feeling that somebody might look at my screen, so they see that I'm on Facebook the whole time or stuff like that. So I work more, definitely. But distractions. I mean, when I go to the library, it's just like, okay, they don't have the book, or they just have 2 books, considering what I want to have. Then I can, maybe look around if there's another book in the shelf, something like that, and then I'm done. There's this time when you're just like, have seen everything, and then you can go home, finish. In the internet, that's obviously not the case. There's like, okay, maybe when I try this combination of words, the same. Or when I try this one, there's a new paper, is it good? Read. Okay, I will continue my search. So, World Wide Web is a never-ending story. Not bored directly, but sometimes I'm a little bit annoyed when you just downloaded a PDF and it's like 100 pages and you're like, oh damn, hopefully it's good content. Or sometimes you read an abstract and you are totally excited that it's specific to your topic and you're like, oh, that's really cool, I found something good. And then you read the introduction and you're like, wow, worst text of my life. I mean, but I guess it's not because it's online or digital, it's just scientific work itself that has, it's not issues, but it's work. Like scientific books, I'm not that, actually I'm not, I don't enjoy reading that much. I mean, I'm more like, I want to do something, but not read about it. But it's like personal interests. I would say so. I mean, nearly all my friends are studying something digital, at least my friends here in Bremen. And of course, you talk about what you do, and it's like, hey, have you heard about that website? They have that and that, that's really cool. Definitely when it comes to design questions, it's like, oh, I heard something like that would be really cool. Like that's the new trend of World Wide Web. So definitely. From professors, of course, when you talk with them about your master thesis, they might recommend to you a book, but it's not that strong as an influence, I would say. Another thing, obviously, when you follow on, I don't know, Instagram or Dribble, some accounts, they also influence your style in some way, or maybe even your opinions on some specific topics. So yeah, there's influence definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's a master thesis, it's not my bachelor thesis. So normally when I write and I know, oh, I want to say that and that in some kind of way, or I know that I want to say something about that, that I need to have a resource for that, because you can't say that's the case without saying who said that's the case or why is it the case. So normally I directly search for something, or I read something and I'm like extracting the information and like, oh yeah, I want to write about that, and then I write about that. So normally I'm working really, really close with references for the thesis. Until now.